39.5-pound broccoli. Oh, I love broccoli. Where's the big Brussels sprout? That's the other one I love. But I don't think I could fit that big of a broccoli in my oven. Alrighty, so still on the road to Palmer.
Almost there.
Yeah, so we stopped at a Costco in Anchorage to get gas and some lunch, which was good. And then now we're in Talkeetna, which is the whole town kind of Russian, or?
I think it's just like a lot of people around here are Russian Orthodox.
So they have this old Russian Orthodox church and cemetery, and I want to see if I can't read up more about it. There's no one here right now at the gift shop or anything, and it looked like there was a place where maybe normally they had, informational brochures, but there weren't any today. But it looks like people are referring to them as spirit boxes over the graves, and I was surprised how many were recent. There's some from the past 20 years. But then there are also some that are like almost fully underground at this point. That's how old they are. And so it was interesting and different to see, and I'd be curious to kind of learn more about what it is that's happening here. And then they also had these like kind of open sheds that almost look like maybe they were confessionals or like a place to go and pray outside that's still kind of covered. Not really sure. So I'm also curious to learn more about what those are.
Yeah, we'll have some reading to do.
But it was an interesting space and definitely worth kind of stopping and seeing on our way. So next up on the road to Palmer is the reindeer farm.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm excited. So we did see a little bit of reindeer when we were at the sanctuary conservation center. That's what it was called. So this will be good to see them in a different context and learn more about reindeer and their role in Alaska. All right, you excited?
All right, it'll be fun.
All right, see you there. I realized that I never did an intro this morning. So we are in Alaska, and we left Seward this morning and are driving. We're taking a couple days to get all the way up to Denali. So today we're driving to Palmer. And then tomorrow we will drive to Talkeetna, and the day after is when we drive to Denali. So we are on the road to Denali. All right, so here we are on the reindeer farm outside of Palmer. And it's actually been really cool because we get to feed a lot of the animals. Yeah. So we fed reindeer.
It's more than just reindeer.
Yeah, and there's more than just reindeer in the reindeer farm. So we fed reindeer, and they were telling us they don't have top teeth. They only have bottom teeth, so they couldn't bite us or anything. And they all like come right up for food and everything. They know. They're so cool, and the antlers are growing and everything. And she told us, like, they look so fuzzy and soft that you want to touch them. She said, don't touch them because it actually hurts the reindeer because it's quote engorged with blood vessels because they're growing right now. We got to try on antlers that had dropped. One of them was 45 pounds. That was really hard for me to hold up. Barely did. Robert seemed to have no issue. So
it was like, heavy. It was very heavy.
So I was like, I'm going to be able to do this. And then, barely. Then there were also littler antlers that were easier. And then there were a bunch of Highland cows. There were 2 one-year-old Highland cows. They're like brown color. And then there was I think she said she was 6 years old? 9 years old. Lola was a black Highland cow. And we got to feed them. And they had like big tongues and pets and everything. Oh my gosh, so cute. And there were some ponies and a moose. And baby reindeer. There was one that was like itty bitty baby reindeer, and then there were some little older baby reindeer out in the pasture. And what else? Bunnies in the barn. So lots of animals.
Alpaca.
Oh yes. Right there they are. So this was really cool because we got up a little bit closer, and these are all like animals that are either rejected by farms or the reindeer here are used for educational purposes. So it's less the like conservation route, which is why we can really get close to them because they're like all already used to humans, and that's and more of this like domestic farm life. So pretty cool. Good stop. Okay.
No.
It's a big no. go. Now I was on your side. I tried, Don. Knocked it right off. All right, so we are in Palmer. We're in our hotel. We got a cute little hotel room. We're doing laundry at our halfway point. We went on a short hike in kind of the woodsy arrows. There were tons of mosquitoes. And then we went to this, the Palmer Ale House and had dinner, and then got some ice cream at the Big Dipper. It was delicious. I got like a chocolate ice cream with brownie bits and caramel swirls. Robert got a banana ice cream with vanilla wafers. Both very good. And now we're just getting ready, and tomorrow we're going to spend a little bit more time in Palmer in the morning and then head over to Talkeetna in the afternoon. So should be another good day. Good morning.
Well, hello.
We're finally getting hit with less pleasant weather.
It has caught up to us.
So it's overcast. There's a little bit of a chill in the air.
Yeah, it's a little bit brisk.
And it's kind of on and off drizzling. So not like fully raining. You don't need a raincoat or anything, but there's water in the air. But that's okay because we don't have anything too crazy today that we would want to be outside in this weather for. So today's a good day for it. We'll take it. And it gives me a chance to wear my glasses because my eyes get tired of wearing contacts a lot. And but I like to wear sunglasses. So I've been wearing my contacts every single day so I can wear sunglasses. And now that it's overcast, I was like, yes, today is the day for glasses. Give my eyes a break. But so we are here in Palmer. We went to the Palmer Museum of History and Art. Mm-hmm. It was a lot smaller than I thought it was.
It was quite small, but
right there,
cute nonetheless.
Yeah, it was really cute. It was interesting. We learned about during President Roosevelt sending like colonists from Minnesota and Wisconsin to kind of build a community up here, which I didn't know about.
They know what cold is like.
Yeah.
I guess that was a lot different.
Yeah, maybe. I know. I guess I didn't really see anywhere in there that talked about why they did it. Like, was the idea just that, this was potentially fertile farmland and there were a lot of people in those areas that needed work? Mm-hmm. And so they sent them here. Like, did the Minnesota and Wisconsin people need somewhere to go, so they sent them to Alaska? Or did they want things to happen in Alaska, so they just, pick people to come here? I don't know which direction it drove from. So that's something to look up later, maybe. And then they also have this cute little garden area behind me. You can't really see, but look at this sculpture of some record-setting produce that they had. They talked about that a little on the inside. The sizes of cabbage and turnip and zucchini and carrots, blacking things. But I guess because of there's good farmland, good soil here, and all the sunlight in the summer makes for good growing seasons to get really big plants. So that's interesting to hear. So we've just been walking around a little bit, and because it, was a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be, we're doing great on time because I got the what's the word I'm looking for? I got the impression, thank you, that it was much bigger. And then when we were here yesterday, I did wonder, I was like, this is a pretty small town to support a full museum. I'm like, wow, it would be interesting. That's why. It's not actually.
It was nice.
No, it was really informative. I'm not discounting the museum. I'm just saying that I understand now how it can support it because it was one room. And it was super informative. Also, they had there was a dairy and a co-op. What do they call it? Mananutska made?
Yeah.
And they wanted to brand themselves, so they picked for their brand this woman in kind of a fur hood skating, ice skating, which I thought was so funny. It's super cute. I love that. So yeah, so it was cool. It was interesting. I'm not discounting that. Definitely worth popping into, but you won't need more than 20 minutes to do so. So we'll probably walk around a little more, and then there's another kind of house museum to check out down here as well. All right, looks like we have our answer about the 1935 Matanuska Colony Project. Help settle the area and establish agriculture to support the growing population. So it looks like they wanted people here. But look at this record-setting cabbage. 13 years ago, 127-pound cabbage.
We were hoodwinked.
Bad news. So the website says that from May 1st to August 31st, they're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 4. We show up, there's a closed sign. We're like, what? We double check. We're like, no, it says it should be open. I was like, maybe there's a sign in the window. We go up. It says, thank you for supporting us through our season. And then you can see kind of through the window the hours, Wednesday through Saturday, noon to 4. We're like, oh. So we won't be able to go inside the house. But we walked around and kind of peered inside the windows to see some of the artifacts. It does look like a cute little house, and it says it was relocated from one of the farm tracks in 1995, originally built in 1935, and it seems like there are some really cool artifacts in there and everything, so probably worth stopping in if you come to Palmer. We're not able to partake ourselves. So.
Alrighty. So, fortunately, I think we already said that the Colony House Museum was
It is
closed.
still closed, unfortunately. Not much has changed.
Nothing has changed since the last time we talked. No, okay. So really what I got on to say is we walked around a little bit more. Robert got some coffee. I got some hot chocolate. And then we went to the Musk Ox Farm, which was super cool. It was very informational. We learned a lot about musk ox and kind of how they were native to Alaska, but then went extinct in Alaska. And so in the 30s, they brought musk ox herds over from Greenland, I believe it was, to repopulate in Alaska. And so what started as a herd of, I think, what did they say, 300? 30.
Yeah.
Oh, 30 in the 30s is now 4,000 wild. They have 79 muskox on their farm, and they're like, these are not domestic animals, they are wild animals. But they're breeding them with the intent to domesticate on their farm. And they estimate it will take about, what do they say, 300 more years?
300 more years.
So there you have it. So that's interesting. So they were talking about how while you're breeding, you do still need to think about genetic diversity. But at the same time, you're breeding for certain traits. And then the other thing I thought was interesting was when she talked about how, so at their farm, the reason that the muskox are there on the farm is they're getting fibers. They're farming the fibers to make the quivute. Clearly, we remember the word, which is this under fur underneath their hair, kind of right along the skin line, or at the bottom of their hair. And so that most of the cows will let you comb it out. And she said they get about 350 pounds doing that. But then they also collect some of it from the pasture. So they just have to go around and walk because the oxen are shedding it. And so some of it they're able to comb out and get that way, but oxen are wild and they're just shedding it on the fences and from the wind and everything. And she said they do lose some of that fiber to the wind. So their preference is to be able to comb it out, but that's not always possible. So that was really interesting to think about as well. And Robert and I both got little winter goods there, which was super cute in the shop. And then we went to lunch at a Laotian restaurant that Robert found. He's very intrigued.
It was very interesting that there was a Laotian restaurant up here in Wasilla, Alaska.
Yeah, it is kind of funny that places that things pop up. But if you think about it, the West Coast is closer than the East Coast.
That's fair.
So that was good food. I got kind of this fried pork with a really spicy chili sauce, dipping sauce. And Robert got, what'd you get?
A stew with kind of stewed pork and quail eggs.
Yeah, so I liked the broth of the stew, but I wasn't so sure about it. I didn't try the quail egg, and I wasn't sure about the flavor of the pork itself.
I thought the flavor of the pork was very good.
But Robert liked it, and that's what's most important. So it's personal preference, not objectively I knew that it was good. It was just not necessarily my personal preference for what I would enjoy eating. So now we are headed to Talkeetna. So it's about an hour and a half away. Should be a nice drive, hopefully, and we'll see you there. So we made it to Talkeetna.
We are here. It is very cute.
It's cute. We walked around downtown and there's like this little strip with like these walking paths. You can get to the campgrounds kind of on the water. It was super cute. Very pretty little town. And then we walked down to the water to walk on a trail and you can see Denali in the distance.
Not all of it today, unfortunately.
Yeah, so it was interesting where I was like trying to like pick out which one it was. And you realize that like there's all these kind of like mountains and peaks and then there's a layer of clouds. And you can find Denali because it's the one that sticks up, like where the layer of clouds, it breaks a little before more clouds. And so you can see a little more of it. And then it's, the top is hidden again by further clouds. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, good view.
Yeah, so we'll see if tomorrow when we go to Denali and spend some next couple days in the parks. I haven't looked at the weather yet because I just don't want to know. I'm like, it's either we're either gonna see it or we won't, you know? Yeah. But we just walked on this path and we walked across this railroad bridge. And so if any of you watched our Anchorage video, you probably heard me talk a little bit about how sometimes I do things that challenge me, and walking across bridges is definitely one of them. Bridges scare me so much. And bridges like this are really bad because it's just like wooden slats and metal. And so some of it had a little give to it and you could feel things like moving,
well,
and
you
hear
sturdy bridge.
Creaking.
Don't malign the people of Alaska.
But it's a railroad bridge. Like it carries
a train.
Things
Literally
so
a train.
much heavier than me. And so logically I know I'm fine and it's fine. And nothing is going to happen to me. Oh, and there's also water beneath me. But the emotion, the illogical part of me is like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. I hate this so much, whatever. And so Robert knew this and he's like, what do you think? You want to cross this or not? And I was like, you know, I think I can. I just need to do it all at once. I can't stop in the middle to take pictures. So that's what I did. I just made the truck in one fell go. And I was totally fine at the beginning. And then when it started feeling like it was, ooh, your camera scared me. When it started feeling like it was creaking, I thought like an animal had come up. All right, listen, I'm a very nervous person. Here's a plane. Let's see. Let's see. I did not get that, I'm sorry. But anyway, so I got nervous, but I did it. I got across, and I'm not thinking about the fact that I'm gonna have to go across again because it'll be fine. But there you go. There's another honest moment with Chelsea about how sometimes things are hard, but it's okay. You can still do them, and it's beautiful, and it's gonna be fun to walk up the river a little bit more. So I'm glad I did it. But it's okay if it challenges you a little bit.
Exactly.
All right, let's see what's up the river. All right, so we made it to our Airbnb and it is beautiful up here. I'll show you the view in a second, but we've had a good time. We walked around downtown a minute more, and we started at the Denali Brew Pub, but then realized that they kind of had a small draft list, and
Chelsea's really big on those craft beers, you know.
Yeah, that's me. Big on the craft beer, big on beer. So we realized that they had a tasting room that was completely separate. So we drove to the tasting room inside, and they had a couple ciders there. So I got a mango cider from Alaska Cider Company. So I guess Denali Brewing Company is kind of like the overhead of Alaska Cider, Denali Spirits, and is the beer just
The
Denali
meadery.
Brewing?
Oh, and there's also a meadery. Yeah. So what did you get, Robert?
I got a Scottish ale, kind of like a Guinness thing called what's it called? The Wee Heavy. It was good.
So we also got some garlic cheesy bread,
Oh,
which was good. We were still pretty full from lunch, so we just needed like a little snack. And so that was good. And so now we're here. So let me show you the view of our cute little Airbnb. It's not an Airbnb, it's a regular B&B. Airbnb has ruined the ability to say B&B for me, truly. The other thing that's funny is that we specifically picked this room because Robert wanted this like wolf blanket. It's in there, we're good. But it was funny, the woman called me because at first, the day I booked it was like April 24th and we're here May 24th. So she thought that I had booked it for that night. So she was calling to confirm that I did what I wanted to do. And I was like, oh, no, I meant May 24th. And she's like, oh, okay. And then she's like, oh, wait, that's what it says in this booking. I'm so sorry, blah, blah. So then we got talking and she was like, hey, is this the room that you want? She's like, there's a room. She's like, there's another room that's, also for 2 people that's slightly bigger and has a view of Denali. And so I said, Robert, do we want that room instead? He's like, no, I want the wolf blanket room. So today I asked him,
I wasn't being that serious.
I go, are you glad that we have the wolf blanket and not the view of Denali? But now we're standing outside and we've got a beautiful view. And honestly, like I don't need a view from my bedroom because we're going to be here for such a short period of time. Like I think if we were here for a couple of days, it'd be a completely different situation. I would have overruled him. But because we weren't, I was like, at that point, what does it matter? Let's just have fun with this.
Yeah, we'll be here for 9 hours, not 10 hours. We'll be sleeping for most of it.
Exactly. All right, so let me show you what we got. First, his mug. So you can see the mountains over the tree line. Probably you can see the mountains better from the second story, but it's so cute. All right, so you can kind of see Denali's Peak when the clouds, like right now you can see it. So we've been just watching the clouds for it to go away along. It goes away just for a couple minutes at a time so we can see it. Although this might actually be a long stretch because the clouds are but there she is. It's so incredible seeing it up close too.